What's up, you guys? Welcome to my storytime video. Now, this storytime video is gonna be about my bipolar coworker from Long John Silver's. Now, this all started about 2 years ago when this girl started. Now, I'm gonna call her Shanae. Now, it was this coworker named Shanae. She started working at Long John Silver's as a cashier. So when I first met her, I thought she was alright. I thought she was kind of cute, but I was a manager, so I couldn't look at her in that way. So I was like, she kind of cute, but I'm not gonna flirt with her because that's unprofessional on my part because I'm a manager. So the store manager is the one that hired her, and I'm gonna call him Mr. Freddie. Now, you guys know Mr. Freddie from my previous Long John Silver story times, and I even imitated him on the video called Long John Silver's Goes Out of Business when I was pretending to be an African. Well, Mr. Freddie was an African and he had the accent, so I was making fun of him. But anyway, he's the one that hired her. So I come to work one day. Mr. Freddie said, "Chas, I want to introduce you to our new cashier. Her name is Shanae." I said, "Nice to meet you, Shanae." She said, "Oh, nice to meet you too, Charles." Mr. Freddie says, "You and Shanae will be working together today. I am going to take the day off. So you guys make me proud." So Mr. Freddie leaves, and when he leaves, I say, "Well, is this your first job?" She said, "Yeah, this is my first job. I never had a job before, so I'm very grateful that I got hired here." I said, "Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you got a job here." And she said, "It's a blessing that I have this job because I'm living in a shelter with my little daughter." I said, "Well, why you live in the shelter? You don't have family that you can stay with?" She says, "Yeah, I have family, but my family don't like me. They don't love me at all. They can't stand me, and they kick me out. So I decided to go to the shelter with me and my daughter. We're staying in the shelter." I said, "Well, you should try to make up with your family." She said, "Ain't no making up with them. They don't like me anyway." I said, "I'm sorry to hear that." I said, "Well, I'm going to train you. I'm going to train you the right way." She said, "Well, I worked yesterday. This is actually my second day here." I said, "Oh, okay." She said, "Yeah, Mr. Freddie just had me cleaning up." I said, "He didn't train you to be a cashier?" She said, "No, he just told me to go clean the lobby and wash the dishes. He signed me on the register, but he was taking orders on my register, so I don't know what to do." So Mr. Freddie was like that. He'll hire somebody as a cook, but he'll have them doing the complete opposite of what they signed up for. I'm like, come on, they supposed to be a cook and a cashier. They need to be on the register and they need to be cooking, not washing dishes and you doing everything. Mr. Freddie was so wrong with that man. I'm so glad I don't work for Long John Silver's no more. Well, let me continue on with the story. So I'm training Shanae now. I said, okay, well, this is how you ring up orders. If they want to add an extra piece of fish, you click on add piece of fish. And if they want to add a drink to their meal, you go here for the drinks. And these are the prices of the menus and of the items. And this is the menu. It's a good thing that you know the menu. That way, when the customer asks you what comes with this, you already know. So I'm training her perfectly. I'm going to show her how to make coleslaw. Mr. Freddie didn't even teach her that. So she's loving working with me. And she say, "Charles, I like working with you. You pretty cool. So, you got a girlfriend?" And I'm like, no, I'm single." "You got a boyfriend?" "Now, I'm just playing. I don't want to ask you that. I'm a manager. I'm professional. I don't want any, sexual harassment going on the job." She said, "Oh, no, ain't no sexual harassment. I think you kind of cute, though." And I said, "Well, you got a daughter. I don't want to come between you and your baby daddy." She said, "Oh, me and my baby daddy ain't together anyway." I said, "Y'all not?" She said, "No, he left me. He said I was too bossy." I said, "Oh, you're not bossy at all." And she said, "Oh, I'm glad you think I'm not bossy." She was just putting on the front because she ended up, just flipping out. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit. So we train and everything. And then next thing you know, Mr. Freddie comes back and he say, "Chas, take the day off. I'm going to close with Shanae tonight." I said, "Mr. Freddie, I thought you was going to take the day off." He said, "Oh, I was going to take the day off, but I have a lot of work to do." And I'm like, "Well, you cut my hours, but I'll take the day off. I ain't tripping." So Shanae say, oh no, Charles, don't leave me. Don't leave me, Charles. I like working with you. I don't like working with Mr. Freddie, but I love working with you. And so I was like, well, Mr. Freddie, he wants me to leave, so I'm just go ahead and leave. So I left, and the next day I worked with Shanae again. She say, man, I didn't like working with Mr. Freddie. He didn't let me do nothing. He didn't have me chilling. He didn't, cause you let me chill and everything. But him, I gotta stay working. And I wasn't even on the register. He had me cleaning up and doing all kinds of stuff. I say, yep, that's Mr. Freddie for you. She say, but I like working with you, Charles. I say, well, I like working with you too. And we used to have fun on the job. We was like cracking jokes and doing all kinds of things. Like if we have a rude customer, we'll kill the customer with kindness. We'll kill them with kindness. And because there was one lady, she came up in there. She was mad because she had ordered like 2 family meals, and she had to wait for like 20 minutes because I had a line at the drive-thru. So I was kind of busy. Mind you, I'm training Shanae, so when you training somebody, it kind of slows down the process a little bit. So the lady gets an attitude. She was like, I've been waiting for 20 minutes, and the only thing you offered me was a free drink. You better give me some free fish up in there too. I said, okay, no problem. I'll give you a free piece of fish. I need more than 1 piece of fish, So after she left, I said, you have a nice day. Come back again. I ain't coming back here. I said, oh, okay. Have a nice day, ma'am. See you next time. So Shanae just laughing. She said, Charles, you so crazy. She just laughing. And we actually got along on the job. And one day, I'll never forget this. She had brought her mama up there. Now, her mama was sick. Her mama had throat cancer. So when she talks, she has like a raspy voice. And she couldn't talk loud because, she had throat cancer. And so her mama was real cool. Like, I got along with her mama. And I even gave her some free food. Because I was a cool manager. That's the kind of manager I was. I would give them free food. And she even brought her daughter up there. And her daughter, her daughter was 3 years old at the time. A lot of 3-year-olds can't just sit still without running around. They like to, explore. So her daughter, instead of her daughter just sitting down at the table, she was running all around the restaurant. So Shanae gets her daughter. She say, I'm finna take you. I'm finna get you. So she just take her. She just pop us out her head. And there was customers in there too. I said to myself, Shanae, you can't do that. And she say, now do it again. I'll break your neck. I'm like, did she just literally tell her daughter she was going to break her neck? Now, she was a black girl, mind you. Shanae, come on. And a lot of black parents do tell their kids that, but you don't tell your kids that in public. Come on now. So it's customers in there. Luckily, the customers didn't say nothing. So after her daughter started crying, after she popped her aside the head and said she was gonna break her neck if she moved again, she was gonna break her knuckles on her arm and everything. After she threatened her daughter was scared to move. And I pulled her to the back. I said, Shanae, you can't tell your daughter that, not in public. She say, no, she bad. That's how you gotta talk to her. I said, yeah, but not in public, Shanae. You're not supposed to say that in public. It's a lot of witnesses around here. I don't want CPS to come take your child. CPS say, I want CPS to take my child. And you don't tell me how to run my child. I said, I'm not telling you how to run. Yes, you are. You telling me not to say that to my child in public. I said, okay. She yelling at me. I'm just trying to protect her. But CPS take your child. I ain't got nothing to do with that because I warned you. So that was the first time. I said, yes, she kind of bipolar a little bit. So I'm going to fast forward to when I had my Christmas party. I threw a Christmas party at Long John Silver's, and it was a fun Christmas party too. I'm going to insert some pictures on here at the end of this video so you guys can see, how fun the Christmas party was. So I told Shanae, I said, look, I'm going to throw a Christmas party. You can invite your family. I'm going to invite my friends over. We're going to have us a Christmas party, and we're going to have fun. That Christmas party was off the chain, man. We had a DJ up in there. I even ordered some hot wings and some pizza. And the customers was even tuning in. They was like, coming. I said, come on, join the party. You want some pizza? Want some hot wings? I was a cool manager. I'm telling you, I was a cool manager. And Shanae and her family was having a great time too. We had a DJ. We listened to some good music. So I'm going to fast forward to a month later. So a month after that Christmas party, she called in. So I had to work by myself. And she kept calling in. She'll call in like 1 or 2 times out the week. And I got tired of it. She started to become an unreliable worker. So I told her one day, I said, look, Shanae, you got to stop calling in like that at the last minute, because you screwed me over and you screwed Mr. Freddie over, even though I don't really care about Mr. Freddie. But you screwing us over. You know, you're not supposed to do that at the last minute. If you know you can't make it, call in a day in advance or a few hours in advance. That way we can find somebody to replace you. She say, well, I'm going through a lot of stuff. You know, I'm trying to move and everything. And, you know, I'm having family problems right now. And you gonna tell me I need to call in 2 hours in advance or a day in advance? I say, yeah, because you screwing us over. You know, we get shorthanded when you say you're not gonna be able to make it to work. You don't tell me when I can come to work. You don't tell me what day I can come or how I can call in. I call in however I please. I said, okay, Shanae, you know, so I started noticing that she was bipolar. So one day I was supposed to work a double. It was on a Sunday. So I called my old coworker. Well, he was, you know, they all old coworkers because I don't work there no more. But I called my coworker. I'm going to call him Brandon. I said, hey, Brandon, you know, I don't think Shanae ain't gonna come to work, so I need you to come in at 10 o'clock. You know, just in case she don't show up, I still got you there. He said, okay, no problem. I'll do that. So Brandon comes to work. He even brought his wife. Him and his wife used to always come there. They were homeless. You know, they didn't have any place to stay. They lived under a bridge. So I used to help them out. I used to give them a little bit of money, you know, to help them out. And I used to give them some free food. Shanae knew this, you know, so I was real cool with them. I was trying to help them out, you know, because Long John Silver's wasn't paying them but $7.25 an hour. So I was trying to help out as much as I could. So Brandon's at work. Shanae comes to work and she sees Brandon now. She say, what the hell he doing here? I said, oh, I called him in, you know, because I didn't think you was going to come to work because you've been calling in because you said you was having family problems and you was trying to move into your apartment. So I called Brandon in to work. But now that you here, you know, he could leave or he could stay, or you could leave or you could stay. It's totally up to both of y'all. Or he could leave at 4 o'clock and you could come back at 4 o'clock. You're not finna screw me over. No. I came all the way over here and I'm not going nowhere. I'm finna clock in. So her and Brandon are on the clock. So Brandon says, well, you know what, Charles, I know you don't want all of us on the clock because it's not going to be that busy. So I'll clock out and I'll just stay here, stick around till 4 o'clock. And then I'll clock in and she could go home at 4 o'clock. She said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm scheduled to work from 10 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. And I ain't going nowhere. I said, oh, you're not? You're not? I said, you know what? You've been calling in all this time. You better be lucky I'm having you work right now. No, you better be lucky. Boy, you don't know who you talk to. Who you think you talking to? You got the wrong one. You got the wrong one. So she just going all off on me. I'm like, you know what? Clock out and go home. You being insubordinate right now? Clock out and go home. I ain't going nowhere. I want you to clock me out. You clock me out, it's going to be a problem. She all up in my face and everything. So I clock her on. I say, here go your ticket. Have a nice day. Get out. So she mad. She said, oh, you called me out? I got something for you. So she get the pan of batter. It was like a big old pan of batter that we used to dip the fish, chicken, and shrimp in to cook with. So she throws it on the floor, and it's like a big old mess. I say, clean it up right now. Clean it up right now. She said, oh, you clocked me out. You clean it up. Tell Brandon to clean it up because he's still on the clock. Since you want to call him in, get him to work. I said, you know what? I got something for you. So I called the police. I shouldn't have called the police, but I called the police because this girl was crazy. So she said, call the police if you want to. You know what? I'm finna call my brother. He finna come on over here. You know what? That's why you just mad because I didn't want to get with you. I say, what? I said, you was the one flirting with me, asking me did I have a girlfriend when I first started. So we going back and forth. Next thing you know, she say, man, shut up and go suck something. I said, go do what? I said, you being insubordinate. You do realize you're not going to have a job after this because I'm finna write you up for insubordination. So I call Mr. Freddie. Mr. Freddie say, Chas, you are the manager. You write her up. Or you call Brittany, the area manager, and tell her what's going on. I say, Mr. Freddie, this girl lost her mind, so she all up in Brandon's face. She said, yeah, that's why you homeless. Charles always talk about how you and your wife homeless. I say, you make it sound like a bad thing. I don't say it in a bad way. He used to always tell everybody that he was homeless. Everybody knew that they were homeless. So she tried to twist it around because she was mad at me. She gonna twist it around and say that I was calling him homeless behind his back and everything. You know, this girl was just crazy and everything. So she gonna get it all in my face, threaten me and everything. Said she gonna call her brother, and her brother was gay because she didn't remember that she told me that her brother was gay. And I say, you know what? That's why your baby daddy left you, because you are bossy. You're bossy, you're bipolar, and you're schizophrenia, and you need some medication for your bipolar disorder. Now get the hell out of my restaurant right now. So I'm like yelling at her. She said, make me get out. Make me get out. I said, oh, you know what? 911, the boys in blue gonna pull you up out of here. So Brandon and his wife, they like sitting back like this, just watching the show and everything. It was just crazy. But yeah, that was a story of my bipolar coworker from Long John Silver's. That coworker was crazy. And then she snitched on me to Mr. Freddie and told Mr. Freddie that I threw a Christmas party without his permission, which I did. And I told Mr. Freddie, I say, yeah, I did throw a Christmas party. But did she tell you that she was having a good time at the Christmas party? Because she was. She was having a blast at the Christmas party. Her and her family was having fun too. I'm gonna show Mr. Freddie the pictures to prove it. So yeah, that was a story of a crazy bipolar coworker for Long John Silver's. And I'm gonna show you guys the pictures of the Christmas party too. But if you guys like these stories, like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends and family, and have a great day. And I just had to make this video for you guys because I love you guys. Y'all like my babies. I love you like Rice Krispie treats. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace out.